We are just hearing a development here in Nottingham after these appalling attacks in the early hours of this morning, after which a 31-year-old man was arrested and is now in custody. And we're hearing, first of all, we heard early this afternoon from the University of Nottingham that 2 of its students had been killed in the attacks. We then heard from the police that they were both aged 19 years old. Well, now the Press Association is reporting that one of those students is confirmed to be 19-year-old Barnaby Webber. Barnaby Webber, believed to have been a very keen young cricketer who played for Bishop's Hull Cricket Club in Taunton. Also, we're told, played for the Nottingham University cricket team. But that development tonight, the first identification of a victim of these appalling attacks, Barnaby Webber. That's according to the Press Association. Martin Brunt is with me here, our crime correspondent. So we now know one of the victims, a family and friends mourn, of course. Just bring us up to date, though, with what we know about what's happened.
We know that 3 people have died. Barnaby Webber, one of the first 2 to die. He and a fellow student they'd just left a nightclub called Bodega about 4 o'clock in the morning when they apparently were the random victims of a stabbing attack. So he and the other student were stabbed in the street and died. Sometime later, the same suspect, police believe, attacked a man, the owner of a van, stabbed that man to death, man in his 50s, left him in the street, and took his van and then used that van in the city centre near the Theatre Royal to ram 3 more victims, 1 or more who we think were standing near a bus stop. And they were hurt, they were injured, one of them critically, still in hospital tonight, critically injured. The other 2 suffered minor injuries. So I think detectives must be hopeful that they will be in a position to give some details about the nature of their attack. Now, I think tonight it's beginning to look much more like this is a criminal act for whatever reason, rather than a terror attack. Police have acknowledged that counter-terror officers have been working alongside them. That's not unusual. It's a very big, complex investigation. Counter-terror units are some of the best resourced in the country for obvious reasons in the past few years. But I'm told tonight, we understand that some of those counter-terror officers who are from the kind of main UK pool of investigators have been withdrawn, and the local CT officers, counter-terror officers, who are largely an intelligence unit, they stay working beside the Nottingham detectives. So again, I think that's an indication that this is, although police still say they're keeping an open mind about the verdicts, about the motives, it's moving much more towards criminal.